It's still moving, on the plate, in front of you. The tentacles are writhing, gripping, reaching, and someone just picked up their chopsticks and smiled. This isn't a horror movie. This is dinner in South Korea. And the reason Koreans eat live octopus isn't what you think. It goes much deeper than shock value. And by the end of this video, you'll completely understand why. Imagine sitting down at a seafood restaurant in Seoul. The waiter brings out a plate. The food is still moving. Tentacles curl and twist against the ceramic. Suction cups grip the edge of the dish like tiny, desperate hands. And the people around you? They're completely calm. They're dipping it in sesame oil. They're laughing. They're enjoying the meal. To most people outside Korea, this scene looks absolutely terrifying. Videos of people eating live octopus, called Is Sannakji, have racked up hundreds of millions of views online. People gasp. People comment, "How is this even legal?" People ask the same question over and over. Why? Why would anyone eat something that's still alive? Is it cruelty? Is it a dare? Is it just for the thrill? Here's what's remarkable. The real reason is something completely different. And once you understand it, you'll never see Korean food culture the same way again. Today, we're going deep. We're uncovering the history, the biology, the cultural logic, and the emotional meaning hiding behind one of the world's most extreme eating habits. Let's go. First, let's clear something up, because the internet gets this wrong constantly. Sannakji doesn't always mean a whole living octopus thrashing on your plate. The word Sannakji literally translates to live octopus in Korean. But in most restaurants, the octopus is actually cut into small pieces right before serving. The tentacles continue moving because of something absolutely fascinating happening inside them. Here's the biology. Octopus arms contain their own independent nerve clusters, called ganglia. These nerve clusters keep sending movement signals even after the arm is separated from the brain. According to researchers at the Marine Biological Laboratory, octopus arms can respond to stimuli and coordinate movement for up to an hour after being removed from the body. So what you're watching on that plate, that's not the octopus suffering. That's raw neuroscience. Those tentacles are running on autopilot, a biological program that hasn't received the shutdown command yet. That's not horrifying. That's actually one of the most remarkable things in the animal kingdom. But this still doesn't answer the big question. Why do Koreans eat it this way in the first place? That answer lives somewhere much older than any restaurant menu. To understand Sannakji, you need to understand one core principle that runs through Korean food culture like a spine. Freshness isn't a preference in Korea, it's a philosophy. Korea is a peninsula, surrounded by ocean on three sides. For thousands of years, coastal communities built their entire food identity around the sea. And in a world without refrigeration, fresh didn't mean bought yesterday, it meant alive, still moving, still breathing. This wasn't extreme, this was survival logic. According to the Korea Maritime Institute, fishing communities along Korea's southern coast developed techniques for keeping seafood alive in tanks and tidal pools, specifically so they could serve it at peak freshness. The practice of eating live seafood became deeply embedded in coastal culture, not as a stunt, but as the highest possible standard of quality. Think about it this way. If you grew up in a culture where fresh fish meant live fish, where your grandparents caught it that morning and your grandmother served it within hours, then eating something that stopped moving an hour ago would feel like eating leftovers. Sannakji isn't weird food. It's the logical endpoint of a culture that built its entire culinary identity around one question. How close to the ocean can we get? But here's where it gets even more interesting, because freshness alone doesn't explain the full story. Ask any Korean why they eat Sannakji, and they'll say two words almost immediately. Sasakduk. Sasakduk. Say that out loud. Sasakduk. That's the Korean word for the chewy, squirming, resistance-filled texture of live octopus tentacles as you chew them. There's no direct English translation. That's how specific the experience is. It has its own dedicated vocabulary. Korean food culture is remarkably obsessed with texture in a way that most Western food cultures simply aren't. There's a whole category of Korean culinary appreciation built around something called sikgam, the physical sensation and mouthfeel of food as you eat it. Crunch, chew, bounce, resistance.
Sannakji delivers an experience that no other food on Earth replicates. The tentacles actively grip your tongue and the inside of your mouth as you chew. The suction cups create tiny points of resistance. The texture is alive in a way that is completely, utterly unique. For Koreans who grew up eating it, Sannakji isn't about shock. It's about sensation. It's about being fully, completely present in the act of eating, because the food literally demands your attention. You cannot zone out while eating live octopus. The food won't let you. And that brings us to something nobody talks about when they post shocked reaction videos online: the danger. Here's something that every Sannakji eater knows, and every shocked YouTube commenter doesn't. Eating live octopus can actually kill you. Not because it's poisonous, but because those suction cups, they work. They grip. Even in small pieces, octopus tentacles can attach to the inside of your throat and block your airway. According to reporting by The Guardian and several Korean news outlets, approximately 6 people die every year in South Korea from choking on Sannakji. That's a real, documented risk. So why do people keep eating it?
This is where something deeply human enters the picture. There's a concept in Korean culture, and in many East Asian cultures, of taking risks with food as a form of presence and appreciation. You eat slowly, you chew thoroughly, you pay attention, you respect the meal. The danger isn't the point, but the awareness that danger exists forces you into a kind of mindfulness that changes the entire experience. Experienced Sannakji eaters chew completely and deliberately. They dip each piece in sesame oil, which reduces the grip of the suction cups. They take their time. According to Korean food writers, this transforms eating from a passive act into something almost meditative. And there's one final layer here, one that reveals exactly why weird foods people eat around the world almost always have a logical, human story underneath the surface. Sannakji is not something Koreans eat to impress foreigners. It's not a tourist gimmick. It's not a dare. In coastal Korean cities like Mokpo and Incheon, eating Sannakji is completely ordinary. It's what families eat on weekends near the harbor. It's what grandparents order without thinking twice.
It's comfort food, connected to memory, to identity, to the smell of the ocean and the feeling of home. Eating live octopus in Korea is the cultural equivalent of a New Orleans family making gumbo from scratch on a Sunday, or an Italian grandmother insisting her homemade pasta is the only real pasta. It's not exotic to them. It's deeply, personally theirs. And that's the thing about eating live octopus in Korea, or any extreme food anywhere in the world. What looks bizarre from the outside almost always reveals something beautiful from the inside. A connection to place, to survival, to identity, to the specific texture of what it feels like to belong somewhere. The people who react with horror to Sannakji videos are seeing the tentacles, but Koreans are tasting the ocean. They're tasting their grandparents' fishing village. They're tasting the specific, irreplaceable logic of who they are. That's not terrifying. That's completely, remarkably human. So, would you try it? Drop your honest answer in the comments right now. Yes, no, or absolutely not. I read every single one.
If this video changed how you think about extreme foods, subscribe to Curie Explain, because next week we're going to Iceland, where people eat shark that's been buried underground and rotting for 6 months. And the reason they're proud of it will completely blow your mind.